Hello and welcome to this episode of Backyard Fitness and Stuff. Kind of a fitness video. Today we are going to be reviewing PewDiePie's workout routine. The leader of the bro army, the head of the 19-year-olds, the yo-yo champion of the world. He has fire tambourine skills, 104 million subs. The man, the myth, the legend, Pewds. So today what we're going to be talking about is how PewDiePie's been getting his gains. So what happened recently is he was up on a ladder and Marcia seen him, snapped a photo. The internet took it from there because his abs is popping. He's looking way more gainsy than he's ever looked. So of course, you know, they had to ask, well, what have you been doing? So Pewds is going to tell us about that in the video. So we're going to review it.
Oh my god, PewDiePie ripped! PewDiePie's so strong! This has basically been all over any form of social media. Oh my god! Ah! It's basically been plastered on my subreddit. They even had to close down the subreddit because people kept posting about it. I'm not ripped, okay? I'm just lean, or what? There's a difference. I feel like I still have a long way to go, but what happened was I was putting up some light outside. My workout routine, 100 tambourine hits a day, 100... Marcia came out and she was like, damn. So she snapped a photo of me and then we both looked at it like, what the f?
Right now, PewDiePie is spitting gains facts. Sometimes the lighting hits you right and you're like, well, I don't even look like that. We better take a picture.
Even I was shocked.
It doesn't happen overnight. Whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to gain weight, whether you're trying to just lean or tone, or you're going to lift a different weight, you're going to do a different set of reps. If you're trying to get bigger and stronger, you're going to lift heavier, fewer times with longer breaks. And if you're trying to get more of an aesthetic look, then you're going to be going for, you know, more reps and sets, and you're going to be going for more of a muscle endurance thing. So Pewds is spitting gains facts. He doesn't bro fist the camera for nothing.
I even saw people online debating if I'm using roids or any sort of supplement. It's like, I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't even know what it means. I'm not that strong. And other people just going like, oh, he's super rich. He's got like a super good trainer pumping him every day. And he's got like this insane gym at home. He can afford it. So I thought, why don't I just start off by showing what my gym looks like?
Whenever people say things like that, it just boggles my mind because Pewds has never been that type of person. He is the only person that could handle 104 million subs and not let it go to... Only he deserves this amount of subs, because if you put anybody else in his position with the money he makes from YouTube and the amount of subscribers, it's going to go directly to their head. But this is one of the most humble individuals and has stayed humble, never living in luxury. You don't see him doing crazy things in huge mansions or like posting how he's bought all these new things or anything like that. That's just not Pewds. So I doubt that his gym is gonna be crazy.
Welcome, and here's my gym setup. Egger spots me. Thank you very much for doing that. So basically it's just this what is it called, bench? It's garbage. It's so bad. It's so wonky. I swear to God, I feel like if I ever die, it's because this thing collapses on me. Half the time the screws are coming off and I have to keep screwing them in so it doesn't fall down. Nate! Egger, Nate! These are super nifty. And the way they work is that you can very quickly change each weight that you want. You want 30, 40, 60, 50, 70. It goes up to 90 actually. I have 90 here, that's why. And even 10 without anything. So if I want 30, bam, lift up, ready to go. And that's why I have this wrist protection, because it hits my wrist sometimes. And it hurts a lot, so I got these. I actually recommend it if you're using these. Plus you feel more badass somehow.
Hey, not everybody needs or wants a million dumbbells wherever it is that they're working out. I'm a freak, so my living room is my recording area, is my gym. So I have weights everywhere. People are tripping over weights. If they want to use the microwave, they got to be strong enough to move the 75 out from in front of it, because if you can't, then you don't need what you're about to microwave. That's it. That is pretty cool though. the way you can quickly switch between weights, and I'm all about space saving. But what did I tell you? He has his dumbbells and his bench, and he's getting it. He's not making any excuses.
All the chemicals. So I write down all the... This is me day one. I was doing flat press 50. I was doing 70. And then I could do... It's not that bad, actually. I haven't improved that much. It's just I hurt my arm recently, so I haven't really... I'm careful. I'm careful what to show here, because sometimes I get angry and I write down a bunch of shit. Do it, pussy! So it's notes for me for the next week. I always go through what I did the previous week. So I'm like, yeah, next time do this, pussy. You wimp. Right arm weak. Very compared to left. Yeah, this was 2 weeks ago I hurt my arm. This is the problem with dumbbells. And don't make the mistakes I made. Properly warm up. Make the right movements. Because if you get injured, you're out for 3 weeks at least. It takes that long for the muscles to recover, and it's very easy to get damaged with dumbbells.
Properly warm up. You also need to properly cool down. A lot of people don't realize that. You can't go from 100 to 0 either. That's how people pass out in parking lots of the gyms, not even making it to their car. Pewds is doing a lot of things right here. He has his journal, and he's staying aware. That's the main thing. Whether it's eating or lifting or whatever it is that you're doing, you just have to keep your eye on it and stay aware. As long as you're paying attention, you're going to see improvements. It's whenever you're not paying attention, and that's whenever stuff is sliding, and that's whenever you're going to regress. You're going to keep progressing. Now how much you're progressing depends on you, but as long as you're paying attention and you're holding yourself accountable, then you're going to see improvements.
I also hurt my back from lifting down the dumbbells, which is equally important. So if you're working out with dumbbells, be careful. I'm saying it to myself in the past. It's not worth it to get injured. Just take it slow. But yeah, I think it's cool. I like the idea that anyone can pick up this in their house. It's very small. It doesn't take up a lot of space. And it's fairly cost efficient. If you don't have access to a gym, this is a pretty good base, I would say. Gym is always better because you're gonna have machines and you're not gonna hurt yourself like I do, like a fucking idiot. That's my setup tour.
I like that he's not going too in depth and that he's just, stating the facts that you need to protect yourself whenever you're lifting, and you need to know how to lift it. Otherwise, you're going to set yourself back with injuries. That's a big thing, especially with personal training. You have to. We use this thing called the OPT model, and it's to start you off with your stabilization and balance and work your way up. You need to get your body prepared and know how to lift before you lift. That way, you don't end up injuring yourself, setting yourself back, and now you have to work back to where you were. And it's true. The gym is always going to have more, and it's going to be better. Like, what a big thing that I've been missing, seeing as how I haven't been going to a gym, I've just been doing my in-home workouts, is lat pull-downs. Like, there's other ways that you can hit your lats, but lat pull-downs is the best. But yeah, Pewds spitting nothing but the gains facts.
I know my setup is fit, and I know I could get more, but I just really like the idea that I can move it anywhere. It feels very liberating to have that kind of setup, and you can do a ton with dumbbells, like I said in the video. So
I mean, even that's factual. I have so many plates and weights, and whenever I had to move from one place to the other, it was awful. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got hella good exercise taking essentially a whole gym's worth of weights all the way to a truck, and then from a truck to upstairs. So, and then I ate everything at Denny's, but I could see where he's coming from. I put a bunch of stuff on the walls, and I usually always end up doing that and then regretting it later whenever I have to move, because I have to take all this crap off the walls. So
just be careful. That's all. So I've never actually spoken about my workout history or whatever. In 2016, I had never been to a gym before in my entire life, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to properly squat. I didn't know what reps meant. I didn't know what sets meant. But I wanted to try and get in shape, in better shape at least. So I kind of forced myself to go to a gym. I was terrified. I had no idea what to expect, and It was just the overconfidence in me just said, okay, you just go in there and just, how hard can it be? You just put up and down weights. Anyone can do that. Don't be me, basically what I was saying. If you've never been to a gym before, ask a friend to introduce you, or even better, ask one of the personal trainers at the gym. There'll definitely be one, and they'll help you out. I keep seeing the sentiment that people that are maybe overweight or don't feel confident about their body or feel like they're going to be judged or something like that. That just couldn't be further from true. And I got to say, the personal trainers that I worked with have just been the most motivating and supportive people, because that's their job, you know. It's so definitely don't be scared to do that.
As a personal trainer, one of the main jobs for you is to your client, the person you're working with, you want to get them to their goals, but also you don't want them to fall off the wagon. That is like a big deal, because yeah, it's one thing that they've been working out for a while, but they need to continue it and stay consistent, because otherwise when they fall off the wagon, they're going to lose all that progress, just like I was talking about earlier with injuries and whatnot.
Absolutely. You need to know what you're doing going into a gym. So shortly after I switched gyms and I got started with a personal trainer, which was really good. He taught me how to really push myself, how to work out with dumbbells. Ironically, this is me after going to the gym. You can tell there's some muscle, maybe, I don't know. I think the most strong I was at the time was in this video. You can sort of tell there's some muscle there, but not a lot.
The Alanasa, I think she likes it.
This was really good. The problem was that I didn't have a goal with my exercise. I just sort of went with it, which was a big mistake. And I knew, you know, at the back of my mind, I was working myself to the point where I was throwing up. You know, I was really almost, I wasn't actually throwing up, but when you feel like, oh God, I cannot give anymore, which is common when you start off and you haven't worked out before. But in the back of my mind, I was like, there's no way I can maintain this for a longer time, you know? So lo and behold, I got sick. I got a stomach flu that was really bad, and it knocked me out for 2 to 3 weeks. And after that, I just never picked it up again. And any sort of progress that I've gained from those months at the gym, after a year, you know, I was still fit, but most of the gains were gone.
So that's another big thing, is you have to have a goal in mind. You got to know at least what that's the same thing with anything. Like if you always, whenever I go for jogs or runs with people, they're not going to be able to run that far right off the bat because their cardiovascular isn't where it needs to be. So whenever I go for a jog with them, a good thing is to set goals, little things. I'm going to run to that stop sign, and then from that stop sign I'll walk, and then I'll run to a couple streets over or something, as far as you can, and you'll notice that your distances will get wider and wider until you're just running the whole time. It's the same thing whenever you're working out. You need to set these reasonable goals for yourself, and then once you accomplish that, you'll notice that these little changes that you've made in your life, they will snowball into bigger changes before you know it, because you'll be eating or drinking something that's slightly healthier, and then you'll notice that you're only maybe one step away from the next healthy option, and you're like, forget it, I'm already doing this, so I might as well do that. And before you know it, you're gonna be seeing a lot of changes in yourself, your mindset, and your body. So I gotta say that I really agree with pretty much everything Pewds has said in this video. And he doesn't claim to know everything or to be at his final form, but what he's stating, I feel like for a lot of people, is going to resonate, because he has a point of view that a lot of people have whenever they're trying to start working out. You know, when he's able to get across and explain that whenever he was fixing to go into the gym, he was like, well, I'm just going to do it. And then he realized that he didn't know how to do it. And then he had this mindset that the trainers were going to be, you know, obnoxious. And he says in here that gym bros are some of the best bros, and they motivate and they got your back. And I agree. And of course, with any group, there's always going to be jerks. You know, that's with anything. Nerds, jocks, whatever section, you're going to have supportive, helpful people, and then you're going to have assholes. That's just the way it is. But assholes are a constant in life. You're always going to have to deal with them. But
And so I decided to myself, okay, I'll just set up a bench. I'll set up some dumbbells at home and I can just work out from that, you know? And this time I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm just going to be consistent and I'm not going to overdo it. So I did that for a year, this really measly workout just to be consistent. Because, you know, I've been consistent on YouTube and that's sort of been my success. So that can translate into exercise. And yeah, it just got to a point where I was fed up and I wanted to really start pushing myself. And I did that 2 months ago. And that's when I really started to notice the big difference that you've seen in the photos today.
I actually really like this video. It gave us a little bit of insight into how he's been trying to improve and how he wanted to use the consistency aspect that made him successful on YouTube and have it translate over to other things. I thought was very smart, because he's like, well, it worked in one instance. I can use this same mold and just apply it to me exercising, and then hopefully also be successful in that. And he has seen progress, as you guys can see. So I really enjoyed that video. Did you like that video? Did you like this? Did you like any of this? Leave a like. Did you dislike that or this or any of this, or do you hate me? Leave a dislike. And if you comment down below and you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer anything about, you know, working out, talking about this, whatever. I usually respond pretty quick. So until next time, backyard fitness and stuff. Woo!